All right, it is midnight, which means a midnight release for Hidden Trials, and anybody that has been familiar with the channel for a while knows I like to open 3 boxes. Means you get a playset of every hero, pretty much guaranteed. You get a majority of the legends, you get to trade for a couple legends, and you get a couple nice, fun, full arts. You kind of get a chance at pulling some good stuff, and you get a playset of the box topper. Let's get right into it, shall we? I'm trying a new setup with this. Not sure. We'll work on this as we go a little bit. I'm still getting used to my new surroundings, but new competitive events means more reasons to play. There is our beautiful box topper Venat. Actually, this card looks really nice, by the way, in the foiling. The way the moon kind of shimmers. That's really nice. I'm really excited for that card. I don't know how much play it's going to see. Should open this on camera. Get people that nice, fun nostalgia. I'm working with a lot less desk space than I was back in Dallas. So I'm going to jump right to the foil. And wow, already a banger first pack. Anima, I think, is one of those cards that has the potential to be format warping. And Adele is a card that the best wind player in the world, our world champion, thinks is like the first good wind legend in a long time. So when Alex talks, I'm going to tend to perk up a little bit, even if I'm not as high on the card. Wow, second legend and second pack. That is my second hope. I did pull one at my second pre-release today. And a foil Tataru. Sorry. Still trying to get used to this camera setup. Tataru is interesting. I think the card is potentially really powerful. I just don't know that you can play that density of Scions. We have a Rahal and a White Tiger with Z Nimbus. It's funny, the Scions of the set I think have a lot less text than a lot of previous good cards have, but I think they're still pretty decent. A Kane and a Lady Lilith. I don't know if I like... The problem with Tataru is I think she's like the only payoff right now that matters for playing Scion backups. Almost everything else wants you to be playing Scion forwards. And if there's not enough reason to play Scion backups, and all the Scion backups that you want to play are in water right now for the most part, because then you kind of in this awkward situation where the colors just don't quite match up the way I want them to. So... Foil Geomancer and a Hythlodaeus. My first Hythlodaeus I've ever pulled. Really scary card. I don't know if the deck that spawns is going to be strong. I do know that I'm very scared of the deck. It's a Stera. Actually, I should separate my legends out so that I can count those. But yeah, I mean, Hythlodaeus, the effect is so strong and so explosive. But it also isn't necessarily game-winning. And it is pretty easy to interrupt, potentially. King and a Fremelda. My first King, it's funny. People don't really know what to make of the classier cadet stuff. I think King is really good. I think the Ace from a couple sets ago still needs a friend. I think King is probably the best other cadet in the game. And I think you only really need 9 to 10 cadets to make that deck work. Crystal. I mean, we'll take it. Forgot Thancred is a hero, really. Yeah, I mean, Thancred's nice. There really isn't a generic Thancred. You either have to go really all in on the water lightning stuff to make the old Thancred work, the Opus 12 one. But man, you go all in on that. Like, the only way I've really ever liked playing that is if he comes in off of a Oracle of Light, and this one is just so much lower commitment. But I mean, the ceiling obviously isn't nearly as strong. Let's go. This is one of my favorite cards in the game, getting a legacy. Well, shoot, now I need 2 more of this card. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't pull more of her. That's a full art Refia. My wife is opening there's a new Digimon set up today, so she's opening packs as well.
I just put the secret rare on mine.
So that's really, really nice. That's like I said, it's one of my favorite cards in the game, and the art on that card is gorgeous. I really wish we'd gotten the sleeves that Japan got a long time ago, just to match. Like, it's so good. Also, the full art's nice. You get to kind of see more details. Things like the, if you look over on the side here, I don't know if it's going to show on the camera, but you can kind of see some heads poking out of the side, looking at her, kind of going, oh, wow. I love that art. It's so good. Bahamut. I finally pulled one. In foil. 2 pre-releases, including one where I pulled a full art Caius, and I have pulled 0 copies of that Bahamut so far. Second Zidane there. It's kind of nice. Yeah, so far I seem to be inheriting my wife's luck a little bit on pack pulls, which is nice. I usually am not very lucky outside of the Estinian box from Opus 20. But, I mean, so far my pre-release kits have all been very, very good, and this is a really solid box so far. Well, okay. This is my second full art. It is a full art legend, which I'm very happy with. I love seeing full art legends because it means that I'm kind of upping my rarity scale a little bit. Is that supposed to be like that? Yeah, that is. It's very. It almost looks dented. I don't know if you can see that. Like right there and there. It almost looks dented in a way. And the card actually looks really nice. I don't know how playable it's going to be. None of the text on the card reads bad. Outside of the Control 5 ice backups. Like, if that's ever a thing that's worth doing, I think this card will be very good and very annoying. I just don't really see how we're supposed to play a mono ice deck right now. Or a deck that's specifically playing only mono ice backups. I mean, I guess you could play wind in mono ice very easily thanks to the class miracle, but that's the only dual element backup that's ice as well. I mean, I guess also technically you could argue that Shantoto, but like you can't play Shantoto as your only earth backup to like splash earth or anything like that. Like that just doesn't work. So I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to play crystals and use like Astos, but there's no haste. So Astos is really vulnerable at all times, and I'm just not really sure the payoff is there for it. Well, there's another Kate Sith. That's really nice. That's all the Kate Siths I should ever need. Doing really good at rounding out my playsets on my Legends so far. Knock on wood, I would like my boxes to continue being this nice. Alphino, Zord, and Thorn. Alphino's a really good card. Definitely will go into the Water, Lightning, Scions list over the Fire Alphino, I think. Oh, that's cute. What are the chances of that? Foil Venat and a non-foil Venat in the same pack. I got two, the foil and the non-foil, like, hero slot were the same character. I like both Venats. I really do think the backup's a good card. Just not searchable. But, I mean, Mono Wind really does need a summon cancel. Rosa being vulnerable to a Mott, or the whole deck kind of folding to Mist Dragon, can be a problem. I mean, you can really... People act like when Mono Wind starts to storm off that the game is over, but if you're really smart with your interaction, you can sometimes stop them from being able to play the game. Sometimes they can play through it. First ever Terra. Very happy to see that. I need a lot more of that card. I think Terra is a format warping super threat of a card. I think it's genuinely one of the strongest cards in the game. I think any deck that's playing Fire Summons slots 2 to 3 of her in it. So, she kind of takes over like the Une slot for me in a lot of decks. Just for her speed and difficulty to interact with. Foil Lilithset, will not complain about that. And non-foil Tataru. I'll have to build Dancers again. I've tried every set since Mayakov and Lilithset came out, and that deck just has not come together, despite multiple waves of support at this point. foil edge. That's our first foil legend, which is nice. I do like getting foil LBs. I really don't like edge very much as a card. I don't think that... I think that as far as the legends go, he just kind of does the least over the hero. Whoa! Let's go! I got a 3 full art box.
Nice.
No, it can happen just the way the ratios work out.
Yep.
Where you get 3 full arts, but getting 3 full art legends in the same box is very rare. Also very fun to get the Kate Sith and the Vincent paired in the same box. That's always really cute. Vincent, another card I really don't know what to make of. Shockingly very playable in the pre-release thanks to the fact that soldier candidates are the best thing in this set and limited. Like, all of them are good, weirdly. Defender probably being the worst one, but very, very interesting set for limited. Just, it seems very high power, but also, like, almost lacking removal in a way. Foil Stini, very happy with that. Non-foil null. I think I do one more foil legend still. Mog, and my favorite card, Death Gaze. So this should be a foil legend, unless I have missed one. Yep, it is. It's Caius. And our first Luso of our boxes. So let's go ahead and pick up and count. Make sure we got our 7 legends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 non-foil legends. 3 beautiful full arts. Those are great ones. And a crystal even. That's as good a box as you're ever going to get in Final Fantasy. So let's go ahead and put the bulk in here. I'm going to go ahead and make my playset binder, probably at some point in the near future. And I'll put my heroes off to the side. I'm really low on room, so I'm going to go ahead and just put these over here for now. Box number 2. Don't think it can be as good as that one. Would like a foil Terra. At least 1, preferably 2, but I don't think I'm that lucky. Would also like full art Palom and Porum. Love the art on those cards. Foil Xenos, very happy to see that. Very strong card. A little curious if he's going to end up... Like, he seems very strong if he sticks, but I don't know how likely that's going to be. I mean, I think if you pair him even with just like a Mist Dragon, it's probably good enough. Queen and Tataru. Foil Odin, very happy to see that. I don't know if people... There's a superstition in Yu-Gi-Oh! That you draw foils more often, so maybe for that card you specifically would want a non-foil, since I think a lot of its value is the EX in the corner. Ninja and a Queen. I can't stand those backups at this point. You can't tell me that they couldn't have printed something to use those with. They've got some kind of generic standard unit art they can use to give you a crystal generator backup for L3. Foil Golbez. I'll have to have Travis sign that next time I see him. Really not a card that I think has a lot of potential, but Fire is probably the best home for it. There is our first legend. That is a Cecil. Not a card that excites me all that much. Did you pull a nice one?
Yeah, secret rare.
Nice. Yeah, the wife's luck is incredible.
Yeah, I got both the secret rares.
Yeah.
Different boxes, yeah.
But, I mean, Cecil's a weird one. Like, the card doesn't read horribly. I think it really just didn't need the discard on entry. Oh, nice. I got the foil Kefka. So if you don't know, all of Ruby Asami's art is different in foil than non-foil. So the Kefka gets these little stripes in the background. The 13 characters get, like, the little clocks. Oops, I'm so sorry for bumping the camera. really kind of goes a long way towards making them really desirable. I hope that the other artists kind of see that, pick up on it, and realize that's something they can do, because it really is cool. And that Kefka, I'm sorry, I'm bumping the camera again. Hopefully I'll get a better system for this in the future. Second Legend, it's a Edge. Don't need that one, unfortunately. I do have 2 copies of him already. Don't need a third. You get another good one?
Yep. Grandma.
So, foil Lael and an Arden. Probably gives me a playset of Arden at this point, I think, which is good. Definitely want to make sure I have playsets of all the limit breaks. Foil Sarah. Probably never going to see the inside of a sleeve. And a Hope. That's the playset of Hopes. I really don't know what to make of Hope. I mean, the best card in 13 is still the Starter Lightning. And Hope does find Starter Lightning. But he does it very expensively. And I don't think there's enough of a reason to be playing Wind over playing Lightning. And if you do play him without Lightning, Hope isn't really meant to attack. He's meant to kind of warp out. Like, he doesn't have Brave or anything, so we can do both in the same turn. I don't know. And then, like, there's the whole thing of, like, well, you can he kind of draws a card every other turn. Now, this is a card I do think is very strong. I think Sarah potentially is very, very good. I don't know how many copies of her you can afford to play. And I don't know... But, like, 13 as an aggro deck actually does struggle to get over things. I thought I pulled a third Full Art Lightning, and I was about to flip out. Pulled a foil lever this time. I pulled 2 Full Art Lightnings in 2 pre-release kits. So, Garland, very happy to see that on foil. I think that card is a lot better than people give it credit for. Even in Knights, I really think that Garland is the most expendable name in Knights for the 4-drops. And I think having access to a backup is going to be more relevant than people realize. Even in an aggro deck, backups are good when they're played for free and can generate card and tempo advantage if they're drawn later. Like, it is just a removal spell that can help the deck get over a big body that it's struggling with to end a game. And I think that is relevant. I think that the deck can sometimes lose to that. So, hey, there's our first X in Melee. X in Melee is a card I think is clearly good. I have no idea where she goes. I don't know what the deck that plays her looks like. Kind of this weird water crystal Magissa deck. I don't know if Hunter Nance is interested in that deck, but I imagine he would be the first person to solve it if he wanted to. It'd be kind of funny to see Hunter on X and Melee and Magissa Nats and just forgoing everything else and just playing 2 copies of the same deck that are in different colors. Oops, sorry for bumping the camera again. Alize in foil, very happy to see that. Need at least one of those. Nilapa in foil. Okay, I don't know if this is intentional. Every single pre-release person that pulled X and Melee pulled Rahal in the same pre-release kit, which is like a hero and a legend. And the difference in limited between having Rahal in X and Melee and versus having just X and Melee is night and day. It's a huge difference. That's a foil of a knot. That's not what you want to see in a box. I mean, it's a good card still, but it is the box topper. Generally, you want to avoid pulling the box topper if you can help it, because it does eat one of your foil slots. I'm going to get 2 foil legends, one of which now is never going to see the inside of a sleeve. So, a little annoying. I wish they would print heroes as the box topper, and I know that it's nice to get the guaranteed legend from a box topper, but I would feel a lot better if I pulled a foil hero versus pulling a foil legend and going, ah, dang it. My wife is losing it over there. Foil Ico is a pull that I'm very happy with. I love this card. One of my favorites in the entire set. Very natural home in Chaos Arc, but there's a lot of interesting stuff you can do with her. I think she's a really smartly designed card. Someone mentioned she's kind of like Boneless Doga in a way. Warrior of Light. Actually, I think that's a really slept on card. Very, very strong. Particularly if you have I think that people kind of forget some of the standard units Forge you can run. I think like White Mage is a card that could be really strong with Warrior of Light. Jorny, Lady Lilith. Still waiting on that first full art. Well, speaking of waiting on that first full art, we have our first one. It is a Silver Dragon. That's some really nice art. Pretty decent card. I'd say it's an effect I don't think Wind is clamoring for, but I mean, Monsters is such a strong archetype that I could see a world where you do play more Wind. Well, there's our second full art right next to it. That's an Azura. Great art. I know if someone's going to want that, but not my favorite card in the set. I think it is just too narrow an application. If it drew a card, if it was even 2 CP and drew a card, I'd be a lot happy. Okay, never mind. Tori Kelly, eat your heart out. That's a full art Witch of the Fens. So that's back-to-back-to-back full arts. They were just hanging out next to each other. This is the best card in the set, I think. I think it's pretty inarguable. This card is so pushed for no freaking reason. It's broken. I don't know what they're thinking. There's no name clash on it. The card is absurd. Doesn't... you can't really even, like... You can't trade with it profitably, because if it needs to just machine gun all the monsters, it can. Just... What are they thinking with that card? Yeah, alright. So we're getting pretty down on this box. I'm still looking for probably one more legend. For Chenault. I believe I've got pretty close to a playset of all the heroes at this point, which is nice. Always happy about that. Maybe 1 or 2 stragglers. Foil Lunafreya, non-foil Lunafreya. I don't mind having 1 foil Lunafreya just to fill out the playset binder with. If you get she is the pre-release promo. I'm not happy with that card, but I do think that it's very unlikely that she's going to ruin the game. Did not dodge the knot in this box very well. That's unfortunate. No chaoses yet. I think that's the one legend I don't think I pulled any of. So that's probably going to have to be what I'm trading for. Narasimha, actually a pretty decent little monster. Oops, bumping the camera again. I apologize. Camera's just kind of on a stick on the floor, so very stable as long as I'm not actively touching it. Lastly, we have a Foily Dragoon, non-foil Witch of the Fens. I'm pretty sure I now have... Actually, I know the full art would have been a playset because I had 2 from pre-release kits already. You know, for a 3 legend box or 3 full art box, not the best box ever, but definitely not a bad one. So we'll take it. Put the heroes on the bottom, and we'll move on into the last of our 3 boxes. Hoping to pull a Chaos. I'm still down Terra's. I know I don't have a playset of her. I think I have 2 Sarahs. We'll open this one a little differently. We'll pull them out row by row by row. Let's take a peek. A Dancer and a Tyro. And kind of funny, this limited set actually has a lot of ways to color fix. The fact Lilith set gets you a backup, even a pretty meh one like Dancer, is really funny to me. Oh, full art null. That's actually a really nice card to pull in full art. I'm not the biggest lover of 13, and I really don't know how much I like a vanilla 9K, or French vanilla 9K. But it is neat, the design space with the card, but I'm not super amped to play it. Like I said, I really just don't know how much I like the Wind 13 package. I think Sarah and Caius are just much more natural inclusions. Pelham and an Anima. That's our first ever foil twin. Kind of funny. Pulled multiple full arts that are the same name, but can't pull foils of a rare. Second foil Odin. Very, very nice. It's a card that'll see some play. Curious how many times you can reasonably cast it before it starts to cause issues. That's a pack that's not likely to see much play. Tifa and a Drautos. And then up next, we have a Foily Lillisette and our first legend in a Young Exen Melee. Very nice. That gets me to 2 Exen Melees. One more for the playset. Foily Venat and a non-foil King. Happy to have 2 Venats in foil. Can't imagine I'll need a third. Ariane J and a Regis. Is it just me or does the 14 art in this set look just ever so slightly off? Looks better in foil, but something about the way that the cards were transposed onto the background feels like they're just like something did not quite go right with that transfer, and I can't put my finger on what it was. Dark Knight, Ilua. Ilua would have been a cool card probably around Opus 7. I really don't think there's any room for a card like that in modern Final Fantasy. Regis and our second Cecil. So getting pretty close to our playsets. Really want to just kind of focusing on those legends and kind of accelerating. Garland, Warrior of Light. I'm very happy with that pack. Foil Luna Freya, non-foil White Tiger, Lassie Nimbus. A little less happy with that pack. Oops, bump the camera a little bit. And apologies. Foily Edge. It's our first foil legend of the box. Non-foil Luna Freya. Narasimha, Witch of the Fence. Actually, a pretty solid little pack. Would have been a pack you're happy seeing in sealed for sure. Brionac, Zorn and Thorn. Zorn and Thorn is a cool card. I don't know how much room the monster deck has for an effect like that, especially since that deck isn't really looking to attack all the time. But it is, a 2CP with a relevant effect that does float into a 2CP. So the card can be, effectively just an extra copy of every single monster in the deck. Maybe you do play it in like the Water Fire Realm deck and use it to cheat in your Atomos before you really are ready for like the Realm commitment. And then you can get something else with Realm. Foil Ignis, very happy. I actually think that the Ignis is one of the sneakier good cards in the set, thanks to Noctis not specifying forward or backup. There's a Chaos in full art. Man, we had some really nice full arts, honestly. 4 full art legends across 3 boxes. That's our first ever Chaos. Very, very scary card. Very scary card. And the foil Terra to go with it. Whoo! All right. Dragoon. And I believe that's my playset of Sarah, which is good. That's a legend. It goes over there. I should check my hero pile. So I'll probably put another legend in there. So should not be seeing another full art. Should not be seeing another legend from here. So it should be a pretty chill ending to this box. I don't mind that, though. I kind of like when I get my legends out of the way with, and I can just kind of open packs and not worry about... Yep, okay, there's a hope. Not worry about making sure that my box didn't have a misprint. Okay. No way. You're joking.
What'd you get?
The second full art Witch of the Fence. So apparently these boxes weren't in the same master case because that's not supposed to happen. I guess I should get a third full art Witch of the Fens now. I guess that's a thing that I should do. Tori Kelly is smiling down upon me on this glorious day. Holy cow. Yeah. That is the best card in the set, in my opinion. So, will not complain in the slightest. Does mean no foil Iridia, or no full art Iridia, no full art Porum, Queen and King in the same pack. It's kind of cute. Foil Noctis LB. I'm actually pretty happy to see that one. And a non-foil Edge. I've got to be getting pretty low on Legends left in the box. No starters to pull this set, so I think I'm probably wrapping up here pretty soon. Altena and a Regis. Very funny they printed 2 Knights this set that don't push Knights forward at all as a deck. I don't wonder why they didn't just do that last set, to be honest. Just print more Knights for Corilla. Like, do they think Altena was supposed to buff Corilla? Did they want to, like, hold Beatrix until now? They think, like, the other cards in the set are going to give the like, fuel to handle that deck? I don't know. It's very strange to evaluate. Soldier Candidate, non-foil the knot. Ugh. Not super excited by that. That's fine. Fortunault. And a Lady Lilith. 2 packs left. I think at this point the best I can hope for is a non-foil legend. Moro, and speak of a non-foil legend and you pull one. It's an Adele. And the last pack. Azel and a Hythlodaeus. Well, I hope that your pulls are as nice as mine were here. That was really, really good. I've got a lot of deck building to do and a lot of sorting to handle, so I'm going to leave and wish you all well. Thanks for watching. See you all in the next one.